are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
And to gain further support, join my channel membership. Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for all things positive, motivational, self-improvement, and mindset shifting. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. I love to have you over here as the Motivators family. And to all my current motivators, and shout out to my moderators, and my channel members. Thank you all so much. And to everybody who is here live right now, welcome. And those who are in the replay, welcome. Always leave me a comment in the comment section below. So, how is everybody doing? Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's doing awesome. I really appreciate you all being here. First in, we got Puzzle Pieces. How are you doing? Good to see you. Got a member in the house. I really appreciate you being here. Hey, Jinx journalist, welcome. Another in the house. Awesome. We got a mod in the house. I got Miss Donna. Welcome, Donna. How are you doing? Happy Thursday to you. Very good to see you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate it. It's actually a dress. It's what you call it? It's one of those dresses that I got when I went on a cruise in Mexico. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I miss James Money. Hey, James Money. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. And we have an amazing topic today. Is everybody ready to get into it? I'm sure you are. Let's not waste any time in talking about it. Now, today's topic is everything is not for everyone. There's a lot of things that maybe we may see something, we get excited, we see someone is having success, we see someone is winning at something, and then we think, I could do the same thing. Or vice versa, or somebody sees something that we're doing and then they think that they can do it. Everything that you see another person do, it does not mean that it's meant to be for you personally. There are some things that it's a talent. It's a God thing. It's a God-given talent and gift that a person is possessing, or it's a certain opportunity that is meant to be for that person. So sometimes there are things that happen for individuals or for ourselves that is just for them. And it's nothing to be upset, to be jealous, to be whatever, to act weird with people. Just let another person win. The more that we become mature motivators, we can be happy for another person. We can celebrate another person. And that's what we want. We don't want to be like how people were in the past, always jealous, always, I want what you have, being angry. No, everything that another person has or is doing is not meant for you or is not meant for me. We have to learn to stay within our lane, within our focus, within our goals, because we will be trying to do something that is not going to meet with success because it's not within our personality. It's not, it's not something that we look at another person sometimes and we look at what they have got, but we don't know the backstory. We don't know what they've been working on, how long it has been taking for them to get to the moment where you meet them right then and there. They could be working on that for 10, 15, 20 years, and you come around and ask them, how are they meeting with success? Even if they started with you, you don't know what they've been working on in their personality, in their mindset, in what they've been doing with their finances. Things just are aligning for that person for that specific reason. So when you look at somebody, ask yourself, am I trying to emulate what another person has or is doing, or am I just looking at it just to be supportive? We always have to go back and look, am I being jealous right now? Or am I celebrating another person? Am I happy for another person? Everything is not for everyone. Uh, no, I don't see your membership, Jinx Journalist. I don't see it. Sure, I don't mind to stand up and put my cover. I don't know if it's can't get in the, yeah. I can't go back any further because I'm against the wall. That's about as far as I can go. Jinx Journalist, the link for membership, it always will pop up throughout the stream, so you can go and click it. But most of the time, when you see that you don't have your little sticker by your name, maybe your payment was declined or something that happens. Thank you, Donna. I really appreciate that. Awesome. So everything is not for everyone. Looking at my notes, looking at my notes. I hope everybody's doing awesome. Happy Thursday to you. Tomorrow is Friday, everybody. It's Friday tomorrow. So let's get into point number one, everybody. Point number one. Everyone is not for every person. We're starting off with a heavy hitter. Everyone that we have in our life is not meant really for us. Just because people are around us, or you've known people for a long time, or people are our family or our friend, it doesn't mean that they're actually on our side. It doesn't mean that they actually want us to benefit. It doesn't mean that they want us to win. It doesn't mean that they want us to thrive. Sometimes people just stick around because it's the easy route. Just because they get something from you, they're benefiting in some sort of way. Yeah, something like that. And I had to ask myself, a lot of times I'm the type of person that I have a problem with, let me see. how do I say it in a nice way? I used to have a problem with uh, backing away from people because I want to make other people happy. Like when I love people, I really love them. But also, I'm also on the other end of the spectrum too. But then when I don't like somebody, I really don't like them. So I had to learn that um, when you are seeing some qualities in somebody, somebody's hurting you, someone's causing you harm, someone is doing X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't matter if you're related to them by blood. It doesn't matter how long you've been their friend. If someone is doing something and is causing pain to you, then they're not really on our side. And don't just go by the words. That's another thing to all you motivators. Don't go by the words that somebody has said to you. Go by the actions. How do they treat you? Are they being respectful? Do they support you? Are they understanding? What benefit are you getting? Everything that we think people in our mind. Now, this is my mom, my cousin, my sister, my friend, the person I'm in a relationship with, my workmate, whoever the person is in your life. Just because they have that status with you, it doesn't mean that that person actually cares about us. It doesn't mean that they're actually on our side, that they really do care for us, like they should. Everyone is not for every person. They really aren't. Okay. I was looking to see if the membership link, but it ought to drop eventually, Jinx Journalist. So everyone is not for every person is not meant to be for us. And I can say that, it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow to know that people that are actually in our life really don't care for us, really aren't supportive of us, really don't back us. People will pretend in our face, oh yeah, I'm here for you, I'm on your side. But the moment that you actually do need them, that's really the proof to see who is on your side. It's about your hard times. It's easy for someone to be supportive of you while you're in your good times, when they don't really have to do much for you, when you're pretty much self-sufficient, you're taking care of yourself. But what about the times where you're facing a health problem? Maybe you met some sort of loss, you've lost a job, you lose your relationship ends romantically with somebody. When you actually need something from somebody, that's when you find out who really cares for you. Are they giving you all forms of support? Are you getting emotional support? Are you getting mental support? Are you getting spiritual support? Are you getting physical support? You know, there's many ways to support others. And if possible, are they giving you financial support? We all could learn some lessons, because before I thought the only way to support people, and it's very toxic thinking, but I personally thought the only way people really supported you was financially. Like if somebody gave me money, because that was the love language of my parents. That's how they showed love, was through buying things. But there's many other ways that we can support people other than our finances. We can give people of our time, and that's how we know that somebody really cares for us and wants to support us. Do they make out time to spend with you, regardless of how busy they are? I know that that's the common excuse that most people make. I'm busy, I don't have the time, it's difficult. But if you really want to do something for someone, you will. If you want to support somebody, you will. If you want to be there for somebody, you will. And you won't make excuses. And I definitely had to learn that for myself. And I hope that you all have not been through this in your life. I don't want you all to suffer like I have suffered. I went through for a long period of time of letting people use me and take from me and just think because they say they support me, it didn't mean they actually did. Actually, they were not supporting me. They only would support me while I support them. Once I stopped supporting them financially or spiritually or um, financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, then they were done with me. And the same thing for you all. Don't let another person play games with you. There's a lot of mind games that happens with people. People always want to make it seem like, oh, you're dumb, like you don't know anything. Pay attention, motivators, to the actions of other people. How do people treat you? That's what we need to go by. How are you treated? Are they respectful of you? Are they understanding? Are they loyal? That's a really big thing. Loyalty is key to, how are they not only in your face, but how are they behind your back? How do they talk of you? Are they willing to back you even when you're not around? Or do they say some shady things? Are they two-faced? Do they gossip about you, or are they supportive? Do they have your back in all aspects? This is how we know if somebody really does care about us and really does support us, not just in the words, in the deeds. And how is their spirit? How do they act around you? Do they act shady, weird, trying to do something to you, always giving you dirty looks? Pay attention to all those signs, everybody. And that's how we know who is really meant to be for us and who really is not. Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Thursday. And if you could please hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, everyone is not for every person. And we sometimes don't learn the lesson. It takes us a little while. And for myself, I had to pay attention for myself too. What am I allowing? Am I allowing people to disrespect me? And because we just get so used to taking certain things and we start making things that are toxic like it's a normal everyday thing, and it shouldn't be. We shouldn't let people take advantage of us, and we shouldn't let people treat us like a doormat. you know I'm here to say it honestly and openly because it's something that I personally experienced, because I didn't know how to speak up for myself, because that's the way I was raised. In the environment that I grew up in, there was a lot of that as women and men, you just let people do things to you just because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be quiet. And that's the toxic behavior. If you don't feel safe, if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel heard, supported, loved, all of those things, then that person isn't for you. No matter what the words they say, no matter how many times they try to convince you that they do, they really don't. They're only there for what they can get from you. So everyone is not for every person. And let's pay attention to that. Let's get to point number 2. Um, when we talk about everything is not for everyone, it's a purpose driven thing. There are certain things that we need to start focusing on our purpose. The reason why you're here, the reason you exist. Have you thought about that recently? What is my purpose? What is my reason for being here? I think that's a wonderful thing to think about, is something important to meditate on as well. What is my purpose and reason for being? Why am I here? What wakes me up? What is the first thing I think about when I wake up every day? What is the last thing that I think about before I go to bed? See, if you aren't excited about your life, then maybe you're not in your purpose and your passion for your life. We should be excited about our life. There should be joy when we think about the next day and what we're going to do and accomplish. And if not, we can change it. Life is too short for it not to be fulfilling, for there to not be joy in it. It's a purpose driven life that we should have. And if your life is not driven with a purpose, then you're just going through life. You're just doing the ordinary, doing what everybody else is doing. What about what you want? What about the things that you like? That's a very important question that we need to ask ourselves. And am I happy? Is there joy in my life? Am I making decisions that bring about more peace within myself? See, when you're in your purpose, there's going to be nothing but peace existing. There's going to be nothing but joy. Your energy will be high. Your stress will be diminished because you're doing what you're meant to do. When you're in your focus, when you're in your goal for your life is not very stressful. Actually, it's quite the opposite. You experience so much peace. You can't wait to get up and attack your day. So, get into a purpose driven life. And a lot of people don't understand anything about a purpose. They don't have any purpose for their life. And that's why I wanted to have this discussion for us to, from time to time, we need to make some evaluations of our life. Am I involved with my purpose? Is this something that I've always wanted to do or something that I've been striving to do? And sometimes after a while, our purpose can change, right? It really can. Our purpose can change, and that's okay. Maybe for that time you did something and then the purpose is served, and then you move on to other endeavors, and that's amazing. So we have to know when we're being fulfilled, when we're in our purpose, when we're happy, when we're joyful, and then allow ourselves, if we're not in our purpose, to let ourselves win. Let yourself win, motivators. And if you see that you're not, don't listen to other people. Oh, you went to school for that. You did this, you did that. That's what your mom did. That's what your dad did. Don't let other people and their assumptions, their, projections, don't let them make you do something you actually don't want to do. Know your purpose, know your worth. You are worth knowing what you want. You have to know what you want, what brings you more joy in your life, and then get into that more. See, that's where it doesn't matter what is going on in your life. Everything will balance out when you're involved in your purpose. Everything will align when you're doing what you're supposed to do, when you're doing what you're meant to do. See, that joy will rise from the inside out. You will radiate joy. Yeah. And it always shows. You can tell a person who is in their purpose and a person who isn't by their what you call it, by their spirit, the way that they talk. How do they look? Are they making eye contact with you, or they always keep their head down? They don't feel very good about themselves. So get into your purpose, motivators. Get into your purpose. Let's see what we got. Hey, East, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your support. Hey, Miss Kim, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Yes, Miss Kim, their aura. That's the word I couldn't think of. Thank you so much. And welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday to everyone. Yeah, so when you're not in your purpose, it always shows. And those are the people who are the most miserable, and they will make you feel miserable being around them. And that's why you need to you got to pull back from those type of people, because they won't make a choice to look at themselves and to make some decisions. Okay, I'm not happy right now. I need to find out why I'm not happy. I need to get into what makes me happy, what fulfills me, what brings me joy and peace, and also pay attention to the people who are around you. A lot of times we can't get into our purpose because we have people in our life that are getting us aside from it. We're so busy and involved in helping them in their purpose, and then we stop ours. And it can be our family members, it could be your children, it could be your spouse or significant other, it could be anybody in your life. Don't let other people, while helping and supporting them, stop you from being in your purpose. Know your worth. You are worth doing what you're meant to do. You're worth making some decisions for you. And it's not selfish. It means that you love yourself. It means that you're confident. It means that you know your worth. Get into it, motivators. Get into it. Hey, Miss Tracy. Welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to all 9 in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see. Go back to my brand, the banner. Yes. So we're on point 3, everybody. Everything is not for everyone. When we talk about, everything that we see other people do, we have to look, if you're trying to find out if something is meant to be for you, is it something that is going to help you, or is it something that's going to hurt you? And a lot of times when we're not focused, when we're not balanced, we're just looking at something, being envious or jealous or trying to pretend that we have this sort of amazing life, or we have all of these things materially. Then we're not really doing what will help us. We're doing things that will hurt us, because we can't keep up a facade. We can't keep up all of this, my life is this way and it's really not. You may be able to fool other people, but you can't fool yourself. Every day you got to look at yourself in the mirror. And you may be able to fool them, but you can't fool yourself. And this is why you can feel so sad and so depressed, because you're trying to elevate yourself to a standard that's not yours. There's nothing wrong with staying within your means, doing the things that you can afford, the things that you actually like, and not just the things because it's trending, because another person that you know is doing that. No, it's about you knowing your worth, knowing your purpose, your reason, and then getting into that and doing those things, and not just the things that look good, just the things that appear to the eye, because not everything that we look at is good for us. There's a lot of things that we look at and we say, oh, that looks good, but it doesn't mean that it's meant for us to do it. A lot of things that we look at, you may want, but you got to, is this in line with what I'm meant to do? Is this in line with my purpose and my plan? Is this in line with what God has for me? There's some things that God has for one person that he doesn't have for another. He doesn't have everything for everyone. That's why we're all unique. We're all uniquely made and designed, and with different personalities. One person can do something and thrive because that's what they do. And it doesn't take away from us. It shouldn't make you feel less than or feel challenged, or you get upset because they're doing that. Be happy for them because they're smiling, they're happy. Let another person be happy and win. But we got to focus back on our self motivators. Look at the things that we are gazing at, the things that we're thinking about. Is this something that is helping me? Is it helping me to grow as a person? Is it helping me to have a better focused and positive mindset? Is this encouraging to me? Do I feel more spiritually connected? We have to ask ourselves these questions. Is what I am focused on, is it helping me, or is it helping me? Is it causing me to take a few steps back, or is it causing me to stay stuck in the past? Or am I inching forward little by little? Am I growing as a human being, as a woman or a man? Are you experiencing personal growth? See, that's how we know that we're being helped by certain things that we're doing. If you don't see an increase in something, it may not be for you. It may not be for you. We have to look at what helps us and not hurts us. And unfortunately, sometimes the things that are hurting us the most, they're right in front of us. They're people. It's us living beyond our means. We're forcing it. We're trying to force the mold. We're trying to force ourselves to conform to something that we can't keep up with. And that's what can aggravate us, bring us so much stress. All of those things are people that we know that we don't really care for them, but because we've known them for a long time, we allow it. I don't know. No, stand for something. If you don't like something, if it's not meant to be for you, it's not bringing you joy and peace, you're not experiencing personal growth, you're not learning. If you're in this stuck period in your life, it's hurting you and not helping you. We should always be growing. You should be better every single day than you were the day before. And if you're not experiencing that type of growth, if you're not around people who are helping you to grow, if you see the people around you, they're not doing anything with their life, they're not experiencing anything new, they're not trying and striving for something, they're not a happy person, they're not peaceful, then that's hurting you. How long are we going to allow people and things to hurt us and not pay attention? See, we have to pay attention that sometimes we may not be balanced in our thinking, in our thought processes. And sometimes maybe we need to tune in a little bit and focus spiritually, okay? Tune in and then meditate so as to get the answer. But we got to look for what helps us and not hurts us, not just what makes us popular, not what makes us liked. Because a lot of times the things that is causing us to be liked is hurting us. And they're only liking us for what they can get. So you're being used, played, manipulated, and that's not love. That's not what you deserve, motivators. We each deserve so much more. Raise the bar. Raise the bar, motivators. Yeah, all of that. Let's see what I missed. Uh, Word. I never fool myself. As you shouldn't, Eastad, as you shouldn't. That's good to remember. Doing for yourself doesn't make you selfish. Exactly, Miss Kim, exactly. And for a long time, I always thought that about myself when I would try to do something for myself when it came to my family, who I was in a relationship with. It was like, there's nothing wrong. Turn off your phone. You don't have to always be connected to everybody. You know, go off grid sometimes. Get lost. Get lost in your own thoughts. Take some private time alone by yourself without everybody being involved in what you're doing and where you're going. Enjoy your own me time. That shows that you love yourself too. I love myself enough to know when it's time for me to plug in and then plug out from everybody else. Sometimes you got to give you and other people some distance. You got to give some people some distance that you cannot be easily accessible to everybody. You got to take take your own time, take your own break and do what you need to do. Exactly, Donna. Keeping up with the Joneses. Isn't that something that so many people do? They're in so much debt, they're under so much stress trying to keep up with having the latest and the greatest homes, cars, shoes, purses, clothing, sneakers, everything, having the best, but they're under so much debt and it's stressing them out, is making them sick. They're losing weight. And stress can cause you to have all sorts of ailments, like your stomach hurts, your head hurts, all of these things because of the stress. There's sometimes there's nothing wrong with just living within your means and doing what you can. Yeah, and nothing wrong with it. Thank you so much, Eastad. I appreciate you. Um, Jinx journalist, I just saw that Nightbot dropped the link to the membership. Okay. Yeah, we have to look for what helps us and not hurts us. And it's not something easy to figure that out because we sometimes have blinders on or we put on sunglasses. We allow ourselves to be, hide behind certain things. We see things and we act like we don't see it. And we know we don't like certain things. We know that it causes us stress, but we want to keep up like, oh, I have so much, I'm doing so much, or pretending like certain relationships are good when they're not. I see it all the time. People stay in these romantic relationships, they stay in these friendships and they're not happy. Don't try to keep up with making other people happy or pretending to be, and it's hurting you. You're dying inside. You're miserable. So look at what is really hurting you and distance yourself from that. You deserve so much more. A lot of times when we release things that are hurting us, we allow some great and amazing things to happen for us. We have to let certain people go so that certain people can come in. That's just a part of everyday life. We can't have some people in our life until we change that and change mindsets and environments. That's when things can start benefiting us. That's when we can start experiencing more peace. So we're into this one now, motivators. Point number 4: everything is not for everyone. Comparison makes us miserable. And I touched on that a little bit at the top of the hour. When we talk about comparing ourselves to another person, I always say that you don't know what another individual is going through. We look at people, we make judgments, we think we know. Even if you know some things about a person, you don't know what's going on in their mind. You don't know what their mindset is. You don't know what they're dealing with mentally. You don't know the health problems of another person. You really don't know. So don't think that your life could be like that, like theirs. We want what other people have sometimes, and we have to remove that spirit from ourselves. Instead of wanting and desiring what another person has, how about us looking what we already have and appreciating that? I'm grateful for what I have appreciation. I'm thankful for what I have. Having that grateful spirit, it changes everything. And instead of being miserable, we'll have peace, we'll have joy, we'll feel good about ourselves. So don't look at another person and want what they have or compare what they have or think because, oh, we're in the same age, we've done the same thing, we started at the same time. No, every two people is not going to be alike. So let another person be who they are, and you just get into being more of yourself. I I really believe in it 100% that the more that we get into ourself, find out who we are, love ourselves more, seek friendship with ourselves instead of looking at another person and wanting what they have, desiring what they have. Learn to enjoy your own self, enjoy your own life, your own thoughts, and get into doing the things that bring you more joy instead of thinking, I want what another person has and being jealous and comparing and how come they can do this or that. No, it's time we start looking at what we can do, focusing on our own gifts and our own talents. And that's going to do nothing but make us feel good about ourselves. When we focus on ourselves and look at what we have, what is my gift? What can I do well? How do I thrive? What do I do? And it's effortless for me. Then that's what you need to do more of. Instead of looking and comparing, no, that's a waste of time. We got to get into ourselves. What do I do well? What makes me happy? What brings me more joy? What shows me more that I love myself? And then get into doing more of that. Yeah. Yeah, Donna. They are not happy. And I had to honestly, if I'm being completely transparent, um, I was miserable for a long time, you know, and it wouldn't appear to be that way, had a good job, a nice home, car, all of these things. But I was very unhappy because I was trying to be what other people wanted me to be. I was doing things to make my family happy or the person I was in a relationship with happy. But inside, I didn't know myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't care for myself. I didn't say no to the things that I really didn't like. See, we have to focus on those things. Everything that other people are doing and other people like, we shouldn't sacrifice our own peace, our own joy, our own happiness, our own goals. We shouldn't slow down and stop for other people to make them happy and then in the process make your own self miserable. Let's not do that. I have stayed at jobs that I dread going to because of friendships that at the end are one-sided. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about one-sided relationships. We pretend like we don't know, but if you really think about it, take some time and evaluate some of your friendships today. Take out a pen and paper and ask yourself, like, what do they do for me? Why am I friends with them? Why do I love this person? What do they do for me? How do they help me? Are they improving, making you improve and be a better person, or are they keeping you stuck? Are you the only one pursuing doing things in the relationship? Are you the one that's always calling and doing and wanting to spend time together and they never do? We have to evaluate all those things and um, then move according to that. Right? Perfect example of that is celebrities. Right, Miss Kim? Hey Val, how are you doing? Welcome. I have a bad habit of doing this, Marlene, and it always makes me mad, sad, and depressed. What habit, Val? Maybe I missed your comment. What bad habit? Oh, you mean comparing yourself? Yeah, I think I think everybody does it, to be honest. I think everybody looks at another person and then they think about it. But the whole thing is that I always tell myself, you can look at another person and see what they're doing, but don't let it take away from, your self esteem, your own worth, because that's them. It's not you. I am my own person. I have my own things going on. I have my own story. Every single person has their own story and journey and personality. And we have to learn to appreciate all of it, assume all of it. My past helped me to be who I am in my present, and my present is going to help me to be better in my future. So take all of it in and discard what you don't need to, anything that's not useful, people who aren't useful, the things that bring pain to you. Learn to let yourself be in the moment and enjoy your own time. And if it's something that doesn't make you feel good, if it's something that makes you feel tired, you're exhausted, you're stressed out, you got to back away from those things. It's just not worth it. Learn to love your own self more than you love others. And it's definitely a work in progress. It's something that we have to always put in a lot of work into it. It's not something that just happens overnight. We just don't stop cold turkey something. We have to keep putting in the work to prove to our own self, I am worth, putting in the hard work to show how much I love myself. It's worth it. Oh, okay, Val, comparing. Hey, Uncle L, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Miss Kim says, I put my family ahead of myself in all ways. I ended up losing myself and I had to struggle to get back. It's more about me now, and I don't allow anyone to make me feel guilty about it. Exactly, Miss Kim. I feel like so many of us do it, and not to take any shots at men, but I'm just speaking from where I am. I'm not a man, never been a man, don't understand a man's experience, but a lot of times as women, we will put everybody in our life ahead of ourselves. You'll put the person you're in a relationship with, do things for them. You do things for your children. You do things for your job, for your household. And then at the end of the day, you're at zero. You're empty. There's nothing left for you. And that's why you'll feel so frustrated, stressed out, aggravated, snapping at people because you are not thinking about yourself, because you're not working on your own friendship. And that's why I say to all the ladies and gentlemen that I mentor all the time, focusing on yourself. Take some time for you. Get off grid. I recommend at least once a week. You need to be off grid where there's no phone, where you cannot be reached. No, you cannot reach me. Oh, I was calling you. Yeah, I know. I saw the missed call, but it's my time. And it's something that we have to train people that way, that, oh, she gets her own time. Yeah, I do. You have to train people how you want to be treated. And if you don't, you will be a doormat to other people. You got to stand for something or you'll fall for everything. Okay? Let's get to point number 4. No, point number 5. Find your purpose, everybody. Find your purpose. And I know that it's not something easy. It can be very, it may take a lot, but go back to a time in your life where you were doing something and you were smiling a lot, you were laughing a lot. Get into that. the Sometimes it's just simple things. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't always have to be something that involves a big education. It could be simple things, something that you really enjoy, that may be your purpose, your passion, and your reason for existing. Do more of that. It will help you to feel good about yourself. It really will. You're worth it. Find your purpose and don't let other people distract you. Distractions is a big problem for a lot of people. We allow other people and things and life difficulties and stress to get us off track, that we're just living the day-to-day life, just trying to pay bills and take care of our families and feed, keep a roof over your head, that you forget about, am I even happy right now? Actually, I'm not. I haven't been for a long time. See, everything is not for everyone, because not everybody is going to have those thoughts. See, I'm speaking to all the enlightened motivators, those who know their worth, they're desiring more. If you desire more for your life, you got to know that I'm not happy right now. And how come I'm not happy? And what am I willing to do to change that? See, that separates a motivated person from a person who lacks motivation. A person who lacks motivation will know that they're miserable, but they won't do anything about it. But a motivated person will ask themselves why and then do something about it. See, it's in the action, motivators. It's in the action. If you really truly love yourself, if you really truly seek friendship with yourself, you'll never allow another person, a thing, trying to keep up with the Joneses, a person you're in a relationship with, your kids, a job, to compromise your mental sanity, your peace of mind, your joy, taking away from what you have monetarily. Mm-mm. No, no, no. You have to find your purpose. And if you're not in that, ask yourself some questions and do what it takes, little by little. See, a lot of times people say, oh, I can't do that. No, you can if you will. See, we make excuses for things that we really don't want to do. So call it what it is, motivators. It's, if you want to do something with your life, you will. You won't make an excuse. You'll find a way. You'll ask the questions. You'll get a mentor, but you'll get into your purpose. Even when you're scared, you don't know how is it going to work. It doesn't matter how it's going to work. Just do it. Just move forward. Take the steps. Do what's necessary to make yourself happy. But you must find your purpose to maintain your joy and your peace of mind. You're valuable enough, motivators. You are. Find your purpose and get into that. Mm-hmm. All of that. Awesome. Yes. It's taken about 20 years, but I think I'm finally there. That's what I'm talking about. And I want everybody to be in that zone that it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to win. It doesn't matter how long it takes for you to find your purpose and your passion for your life, or how long it takes for you to finally love yourself and to put yourself first and to find your purpose and to smile and to do the things that you want to do. It doesn't matter how long it takes. And it doesn't matter how many people are mad at you for being you, for finally being you unapologetically. Who cares if another person likes it? A lot of times people don't like it when you speak up for yourself, when you stop letting yourself be available um, to do things for them. People get upset when they can't use you anymore. Oh well, move on. I'm not the one. Okay? That's what you have to tell people. I'm in my purpose now. I know myself and I love myself. And all of the decisions that I make moving forward is about my focus. Okay? It's about my focus. It's about my joy. It's about my purposes. It's about my blessings. And I'm not going to sit on my blessings. Don't sit on your blessings, motivator. Use them. You got to use your blessings. You got to use your talents in order for you to receive more. Yes, yes. Before the pandemic, I was struggling with finding purpose. Now I'm back working on what I love. I can finally say I found my purpose in life. That's amazing, puzzle pieces. I'm very happy for you. And I hope that everybody here, live now and watching in the replay, I hope that you are in a place and a space in your life where you're open to see what you need to change, what you need to work on, because at the end of the day, it's about your personal joy and happiness and being okay with yourself, looking at your own self and saying, I love me. I deserve more peace. I deserve more joy. I deserve to love myself more, not for anybody else. It doesn't matter about other people. I'm talking about you, motivators. Are you doing the things that you are supposed to do to make yourself happy? See, that's what we have to do. We have to do more of that, getting into our own purpose. What is your purpose and your plan for your life? And what are you willing to do to make it happen? And it means sometimes you got to step away from people, those takers, those users, those manipulators. And it also means that you got to be honest with yourself. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm making excuses. That's what we do. We're accountable, right? We're accountable for ourselves. If my life isn't going the way that I want it to go, it's up to me to change it. It's up to me. And it's up to you. Everything is not for everyone. Sometimes we look at our life and we get so angry. It didn't work out. How come it didn't work out? Or a relationship didn't work out, or a business transaction and it didn't work out, or schooling, it didn't work out, or friendships, or whatever it is. Things happen for a reason. For a reason. Maybe that person wasn't meant to be in your life. They were going to cause you harm or pain. Or maybe what you were trying to do in the business world was not a deal that was going to work out. It was going to do more harm than good. We have to pay attention to all of those things, but we want things to always be roses and sunshine and be perfect, and life just isn't perfect. There are some times that we don't always make the best decisions. We don't always choose the right people in our life, and it's okay. All of those things are okay. We have to understand everything is not meant to be for me. Sometimes I don't make the best decisions, but then I forgive myself and I move on. And it didn't work out for a reason, because certain things are blocked. And you should be saying thank you when that happens instead of being upset. Oh man, why didn't it work out? And you're upset and sad. No, that's what you should be saying. Thank you so much. Thank you that it didn't work out because that person could have done something to me, hurt me, used me, played games, all of those things. Took away from me financially, harmed my family, disrupted something, a project that I was trying to work on. So when things don't work out in our life, don't always think it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. Actually, a lot of things when they don't work out is a blessing. If you really pay attention, it's a blessing in disguise. If you really pay attention and look like, I wasn't even ready or prepared for that. I couldn't even afford it, even if I wanted to. Or you start looking back at a person, especially if you are dating somebody and you like, oh, I was saved. That's the reason why that relationship didn't work out. How many of us have ever looked back and said, I dodged the bullet on that one, right? So we think sometimes when we're in it, we allow our emotions to take over and we, and why and how come, but actually it happened exactly how it was meant to be. You were saved and protected. So be grateful for those things. It didn't work out for a reason. So don't be upset. The takers, users, and manipulators trifle. Aren't they trifling, Donna? They definitely are. And they will take and use as long as you allow them. Thank you so much for that comment, Donna, because it's so true. They're going to take, manipulate, and play games with you as long as you feed that. If you keep eh, giving them that room, you keep attaching to them. We sometimes have to learn to cut the umbilical cord to these toxic people. Stay away from them. Stop answering their phone calls, emails, whatever. They're not meant for us. Stay away from them. It's not working out for a reason. You feel miserable for a reason. Pay attention to those signs. All right, you have to ask yourself, why am I allowing myself to feel miserable? Why am I letting this person use me, take advantage of me, disrupt my peace, stop me from my goals? No, we're not doing that. Donna said, I made several wrong choices in friends. No more now. Once I feel something is off in the friendship, I go ghost. That's right, Donna. And that's what you have to do. And you don't have to explain the reason why. You really don't. A lot of times we feel that we have to explain why. And they'll ask you why. And if you want to, you can, but you don't have to. Just because it just wasn't, this relationship is not serving anymore, so I have to cut it off, and we're done, and that's the end of it, and move on. That's just how you have to do it. Hey, antisocial, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for dropping those emojis, Miss Tracy. I really do appreciate it. Puzzle, some people come into our lives with bad intentions. When you are uh, uh, empathy. I think you meant empathetic. When you are an empathetic person, oh my God, they love to suck the energy out of you. Yeah, I call them energy vampires, and they will suck you dry, dry, dry. They will take, and all they'll do is move over to a next host when they find out that they can't get anything more from you financially, emotionally, sexually, mentally, whatever it is that you are feeding them with something, and then you cannot feed that anymore to them. They're done with you. Yeah, they're going to take until you cut them off. And I had to learn that lesson for myself, from family members, that that if you this is a public service announcement, a very important one. When it comes to our families, we have to set boundaries with families, okay? Set boundaries. And oh, yeah, it's hard for me to talk about because I always get emotional, but We have to set boundaries with family and the people that you're in a relationship with because it's hurtful. You know, they don't care about hurting your feelings. They don't care about what they say and do. They will take and take, no matter how many times you tell them you're tired or you tell people the things that you need, they don't care. They want what they want. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. And it's always take, take, take. And they never will look out for you and ask you, what do you want? Do you need anything? How can I support you? You never hear those words out of their mouth, and you must cut off. There's no saving those type of relationships because they will never change. I know somebody needs to hear this message, and I wish somebody would have told me this 5 years ago. They will not change. We think we can change them. We think that they're going to improve or be better. We get so involved with, because we love them, because they're our family, that they're good for us, and they're not. Everybody that we have in our life isn't good for us, and it doesn't work out for a reason. Certain relationships, you need to cut ties with them, cut the cord. Run, run, run. Even sometimes you got to move away from them. You got to move away from certain people just so that you can get your connection back mentally, because they will have you actually lose your mind following behind them. You feel like you're going crazy, literally, and you will. They'll disrupt your peace. They'll take everything you have until you're at zero, and then they'll just calmly walk away like nothing happened. Hmm. It's happened. Been there, done that. I don't want you all to go through that. Uh, Miss Tracy says, I don't have any friends. It's my kids and grandkids. It's like I started my life all over again. Uh, wow. I'm so sorry, Miss Tracy, but you got to make a decision for yourself. You got to make a decision if you're unhappy. Thank you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And as always, like I always do over here, when the super chat hits. Thank you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, when a person shows you who they are, believe it. Yes, 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 and yes. I think it was Maya Angelou that said that. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. Don't be like me. I share my story. I share the things that I go through very transparently because I don't want others to make the same mistakes that I made. You don't have to be a doormat. You don't have to be used. You don't have to be taken advantage of. You can just cut people off just like that anytime you need to. No explanation, just because I don't want to, because I don't want you to be a part of my life, because you're taking advantage of me, because you're using me, because we're not compatible, whatever the reason is. That's the end of it, right? And that's it. When you find out who somebody is, believe it, and then move on. Yeah, all those things. So I think I got one more point, everybody. Point number 7, everybody. Everything is not for everyone. And when you are not around the right people, you'll feel stressed out. You'll feel aggravated, frustrated. You'll have no money, just miserable. All you're here all the time is complaining and arguments and all of their problems. You hear about other people's problems, but when you're around the right people, you will feel energy, peace. You'll hear about the things that they're working on. They'll be happy. They'll be joyous. You won't hear about the complaining. You'll hear about the things that they're doing and how happy they are. And they'll be willing to support you and understand you and give you the things that you need. See, I personally had to learn that just because you may love somebody, it doesn't mean that it's a healthy love. There's a toxic love too, you know, like you feel like if you don't do something, that there's going to be some physical harm. There's always something that will be harmed. You'll get some physical harm, there'll be emotional harm, there'll be spiritual harm, and you got to save yourself from those things. Okay. Nobody's going to save you from another person. You have to do that for yourself, motivators. You got to know yourself, and you got to know, oh, I think I'm being played, used, manipulated. There's so much drama over here. They're always starting mess. They don't make me feel good about myself. They put me down. No, 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 no. You don't need that type of people in your life. Everything and everyone is not meant to be for you. You got to cut ties with those type of people. Anybody who is always taking your energy. Have you ever been around those people when every time you're around them and they leave, you just want to go, you pass out and you got to take a nap, or they give you a splitting headache every time you're around them, or all you hear about is the complaints. So you don't have the energy and peace. You get misery, disruption, aggravation, and you don't need that. That's a clear sign. I need to stay away. I need to back away from these individuals. And it don't matter who they are. It don't matter if it's family. It don't matter if it's a friend. Even in a romantic relationship. Pay attention, motivators. Pay attention. You can't just go by, oh, but I love them. But that love is not a healthy love. It's a toxic love. And it is. And I see it all the time. You don't have to settle. Don't settle. There's people who will come into your life wanting nothing from you but to love you, but to encourage you, but to support you, but to understand you, but to listen to you, or spend quality time with you. And you won't have to be fighting for it. It's like grasping for straws. Mm-mm. You don't have to settle. We settle a lot of times because we think that's all we can get. That's all we deserve. Raise the bar, motivators. Don't don't lower your vibration. Elevate it, raise it, and you'll get your peace back. You'll get your energy. You'll feel encouraged. There's nobody who is going to love you until you make a decision to love yourself. Yeah, all of those things. Let's see what I missed here. What I missed. All you want when they arrive is for them to leave. Exactly, puzzle pieces. I'm putting the link here in the chat for this is the time in the show where I put the link in the chat for you all to come up if you have some thoughts to share on this topic. I don't know why it's not letting me put the link in the chat. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on one second. Yep, it won't let me. So thank you so much, Donna. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your support. I'm going to try to get my phone and put the link in the chat. So hold on a second, guys. Okay, I had to get my phone. Okay, I'm putting the link in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope everybody's doing awesome. How was your Thursday so far, everybody? How was your week? I really appreciate you guys being here and being supportive of me. I don't know the StreamYard, it acts up sometimes. Um, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Does anybody have any weekend plans? Okay. All right. That took, what, 5 minutes? StreamYards acts up sometimes, so the link is in the chat for anybody who would like to come up and share before I close out. So let me just do a recap, everybody. Everything is not for everyone, and it depends on where you are in your personal growth, where you are as a person, where you are in the journey of your life. But you have to understand that it's about what you personally want and not what other people want. So don't let other people get you off focus, right? Off focus from what you should be doing in your life. Okay. And everyone is not for every person. So there's certain people that we may have in our life, but it's not people who will help us. There are people in our life that are in our life, but they're not there with a good motive. They don't have a good purpose or reason for being around us. So we have to realize that, and then we have to move according to that. That we have to understand, this person isn't here to help me, they're here to take from me, use me, or whatever it is. Or maybe it's just not a person that we're meant to be, because sometimes we force relationships, right? We force people to be in our life, we force people to stay, but they really don't care about us, right? They really don't. And point two is purpose driven. Some people, they don't have a good purpose or reason for being in our life. And point three, look for what helps and not hurts. There are a lot of things that in our life we allow people to do things to us, but it's hurting us and not helping us. So we got to pay attention to all those things. Oh, I have somebody in the background. Give me 1 minute. Point number four, comparison makes us miserable. So don't compare yourself to another person. Learn to enjoy your life, who you are, what you're about, and get more into that. And it takes us finding our purpose. So find your purpose and go for it. And sometimes when things don't work out, we feel like it's something wrong, but it's a good thing when things don't work out for us. It's all about how you choose to look at it, what your outlook is towards certain things. And it didn't work out for a reason. And point seven, you will have energy and peace. And if you are around people and you don't get energy and peace, it it means that that person really wasn't meant to be in your life, because you should feel more joy and peace. Let's invite Nexie to the show.
Hey, Marlene. Hi,
Hi,
chat.
welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I'm a little rested now. I was so tired, but I slept a little, so I'm up and ready to go. At least for the for the
At
next
least,
hour or so.
yes. Good.
Great topic today. Oh my God, amazing. And you had a few points that you were making um, on the purpose for me because I was out of work for a little, for a little bit because of family issues. I didn't know how much I missed being in the workplace, how much I missed having a busy day, going to see other people, doing what I love to do, and I've lost my purpose in life for a little bit because, like I said, I was concentrated on other things. But once I started working and I started going back to a routine, a something that I enjoy, my confidence, my um, desire for going even further than I had already that I was already at, it sparked. It was like a spark. It was so weird. I didn't expect, for me to feel that way, but I miss working so much. And I have purpose now, you know. And sometimes you forget, as a mom, as a wife, sometimes as a caregiver for others, you forget about you in that regard.
Yes. I'm like, yes, yes, yes to all of it. And I can say that a lot of times, like, you'll feel guilty. I can't speak for everybody, but that was always my issue. I felt like, I think my problem was that I was being controlling. I always felt like nobody could do it as good as me.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's still me.
Yeah. So
That's still me.
yeah. So I had to
But
learn to pull back from that. I had to learn to pull back because I was driving my own self crazy. It's like the thing that you're complaining about is the thing that you're doing. So I had to change it.
and that is when the hardest thing you'll ever do in life comes to it comes to flourish, because once you're used to something, it's really hard for you to change it. Those bad habits we have, right, of not allowing others to help us, or be in our life, making our life easier. We want to make it difficult for those people that want to help.
Right, right.
That wasn't me though. I was just talking
Yeah.
about you.
Okay. I see what I
Just
see what you're
kidding.
I see what you're doing right here. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Let's get to the stream. Are you in the stream? Hello?
Yes.
I think I added Vagoda to the stream.
You hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, you saw my face. Why you don't show? Why you changed the?
I no, I've never seen your face before.
Here, you see them. Don't just jump back to the. You see my face?
Okay. Okay.
Here, I am a human being. I'm not a robot.
No, I do it for a reason because I was what you call it, you know,
You have to be
porn
careful. That's
porn
all.
bomb. I was porn bombed before,
Hmm.
so yeah.
Yeah, I don't show my
Welcome to
face
the
because
show.
of the beard that I have right now, but for you I will do it.
How are you doing, Pagoda?
How are you doing? Open the news and see for yourself.
Okay.
How I'm doing? I'm barricaded in my mother's house. That's how I'm doing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, if you saw the news, we had an invasion from Gaza
Oh, where are you located?
in Israel.
Oh
Oh.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you did. Oh, come on, you know that.
No, I didn't know where you lived.
I was living in North Tel Aviv. If you want to be accurate, I rent a an apartment there, but right now I'm in my parents' house in a city that's not far from Tel Aviv.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
good that they have you there.
Yeah.
yeah, we had, but now is the war is going to, but we are barricading the house and we are preparing for the wars.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
understand.
yeah, honestly, I am shocked from all this stuff. Those animals from Gaza killed more than 1,000 people. From what I know, the number of the people they murdered in cold blood is right now in thousand
Vagoda,
and
Vagoda.
what?
Well, we can't say the M word. YouTube will strike my video.
Okay, okay, so sorry. Then people that what they did is jumped to 2,300 people. You have a lot of videos in the internet shows that the terrorists invaded, for example, some party in the woods, in the a desert party, a hippie desert party, and they sprayed down a lot of people with their guns. If not mistaken, close to 300 people died in that place alone.
Wow. That
Yeah,
that's
honestly,
that's terrible.
also if you
Sorry.
want to, let me tell you something. I had a cousin that was in that party,
Mm-hmm.
and she barely escaped alive. She hid with her some of her friends in the bushes, and she was rescued in time, luckily. But she
Wow.
saw a lot of our friends getting gunned down.
Wow. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
and one of my cousins is right now got is recruited to this war. I can't tell you more about that, but in that specific subject. But
Yeah.
we are preparing
Well,
for the
well,
war. Probably yes.
I appreciate you for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm traumatized from this a little bit that this stuff can happen. I don't
Yeah.
understand how they managed to break up those 1,000 terrorists managed to break up into our country from Gaza. From what I saw in the news, they planned it more than a year over. They planned it very well a year for a full year.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna get back into my topic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
Thank you.
want to say hello to you, and I'm gonna leave anyway. If you want, I can send you videos that talk about it. If you want.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Vagoda. Have a good rest of your
yeah,
day.
yeah. Have a
Okay.
Hey, Nexie.
Hey, Marlene. I'm sorry. I was like, I got up a little bit to go get some water. Sorry if
Oh,
I
it's
missed
okay.
anything.
No, it's no problem. I love
Yeah.
to I appreciate Pagoda for coming up because a lot of
Yes.
times that we think that we have problems in our side of the world and we just don't understand what other people are going through. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. We feel like we have, all the problems in the world, and then somebody else comes up and gives us a little bit of an enlightenment on
Mhm.
exactly how safe or how good we have it. That is, things that we
Mhm.
can solve ourselves, right? That are obtainable. You want peace of mind, you block people. You want, a friendship is not working, you end that friendship. But when it comes to those other things, as what he's going through, it's a lot more difficult to do because it's not in your hands,
Yeah, there's a lot of things
right?
that is beyond our control.
Yes, ma'am. That's true. That's
Mhm.
true.
So
But back to the topic, if you don't
yeah,
mind.
yeah, of course.
No, I was just thinking. You said something about relationships. How sometimes You want to make them work, they don't work out, and you feel so sad, but you realize, oh my God, I touched the bullet.
Mhm.
And it's true, Marlene. Um, it's so weird that things like that happen, right? You don't want to see sometimes that there's a higher up looking out for you, and you want to make them work out, but they don't. I had a suitor when I was back home, and everybody said, "Oh my God, he's so great. He's the best. He's this." But I was too young, and my dad said, "No, are you crazy? She's too young." And somebody else married him. Oh my God, this poor woman has suffered so much at the hands of this man, Marlene.
Oh,
So
so you were
much.
saved. You were
And
saved and
I was
protected.
like, thank God I didn't go, I didn't end up with this person, because who knows what my life would have been like, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
and a
sometimes
lot of
we complain of certain things, and we don't give time um, to let us know that we make the right decisions, right?
exactly. There's a lot of times where we
Oh,
will feel,
Marlene,
huh?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? My volume is all the way up. You don't hear me?
Maybe it's me. I don't know. For some reason, I can't
I
hear
don't
you.
know. Let me know in the chat, everybody. Can somebody else who's in the chat let me know if you can hear me, or do you just hear Nexi? Because I'll go out and come back. Let me know if you can hear me, because it looks like she said she can't hear me. I don't know. Nobody else is saying anything, so I'm gonna go out and come back.
It might be me, Marlene. Let me check, okay?
Oh, Tamika says she can hear me.
Then it is me.
Yeah. So go out and come back.
Now I can hear you now,
Yeah.
Marlene. I'm so sorry. My internet has been acting up like for the past 3 days already.
It's okay. It's okay. It's StreamYards.
Okay.
That's what StreamYard is. There should be a shirt. It's StreamYarding.
Oh my God, you got to coin that before they steal it. You know how they normally always stealing our sayings? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Did I just say
Yeah.
that out loud? I said that out loud, right?
Yeah.
I'm
You
not on
said it
mute.
out loud.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh no. Don't be sorry because it's true. So talking about this topic, everything is not for everyone. I like what you said about the person that you were in a relationship. Well, in a relationship, they were a suitor,
Hmm.
and imagine if you had pursued it and tried to force that relationship to work. you
Oh
know
my
a
God.
lot of
Yeah.
time I can say a lot of times that my my parents would say something to me, and I would get upset because I wanted what I wanted to do, and I would push it ahead and do it anyways. Oh my goodness, imagine if you would have pushed that ahead and did it and
Oh,
still. Yeah.
yeah. And the thing is that I wasn't even thinking about that because I was like 15. And this
Oh, you were
man, I
young.
was very young, and my dad brought his machete, which that's why whenever I talk to you,
That's
it
my favorite thing.
brings me back to my dad every time you mention it. But he brought it out and he said, "No, are you kidding me? You're a full grown man. My daughter is
Oh
just a
my.
baby." And he was insistent, and my dad brought out his machete and said, "You better leave. You better leave because I don't want to be responsible for burying you somewhere." And my brothers, went and talked to him. Yeah, but this girl, married him, and the mom was so like always bragging about, her daughter marrying this military man and this and that. And we found out, a few years later that this guy was a brute. He
Oh,
he used to beat her up. They still together, but I don't understand why. But yeah, they're still together.
well,
But he,
well, to me, it kind of sounds like he was a little bit of a, you know, that he liked the younger girls. If you can get my drift.
yes, yes, and that's why my dad right away said, "Are you crazy?" I think at that point, this man probably was like, and the thing is, probably like 26, 27. Yeah,
With
he
a
was a military
15
man.
year old?
Yeah, and the thing, Marlene, I've never given him a sign that I liked him. I never said, never even talked to him. Like besides hi and bye, good afternoon, good evening. That was it because we were taught to be polite to people. But he came over and with an offer of marriage, and my dad said, "Are you crazy?" Yeah,
Marriage?
yes,
Oh,
marriage. My dad was like, are you crazy? My daughter is a baby. It's a little girl. No." And
wow.
he was a little bit upset, but my dad had his machete out. He said, "You better go. I don't care if you're
Papa
military
doesn't
or not."
play.
Yeah, exactly. And my dad, oh, he chased so many boys from my sisters away. But he said, "I don't care if you're military. No, you're not marrying my child." And he went out upset and everything. But my brothers had a talk with him. I don't know what kind of talk. He never bothered me again. He will avoid me every time he saw me. He will cross the street. Like I said, I don't know
That's
what they
because
talked
he had
about.
the image. He had that image of.
My brothers. And so, but this girl, the mom, like I said, she was always bragging, and we come to find out that he was beating her. You know, in the marriage, he was very abusive, and dodging the bullet. I'm like, oh my god, I never liked him, right, like that, because I didn't even know what that meant. But imagine if my dad would have been one of those dads. Oh yeah, yeah, he's a good prospect for my child, and married me. Ugh.
Or in some countries they only think about, oh, now they'll be off my hands. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
in some countries, unfortunately, they don't take very kindly to girl children.
Yep, and especially girls, right? Like sometimes they don't want to be responsible for them, or them being called abnormal because they have an older girl still at home unmarried. But I was like, it made sense to me until I became a little bit older, and came here and started like seeing the world in a different light. Studying, understanding exactly what kind of man that person was. How dare you, with a 15-year-old, come over and say, I want to marry her, like,
It's crazy. It's
and
crazy.
without any signs from my part, which is, now that I think about it, who knows what this man would have,
What they
what
do.
intentions he had, yeah, would have done to me, and who knows how many beatings, Marlene.
I
That poor
know.
girl. And I saw her recently, probably about 5, 6 years ago. She looks so old, so
Oh,
old, and so like tired of life. I didn't
yeah.
even recognize her. My sister had to tell me who she was, and I
Wow.
was shocked.
Well, it's one of those people that like those who are like leeches.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking everything from her. So
Yeah, which
yeah.
is in the chat when they said earlier about the energy. When they take all her youth was taken from her by this man, because she was probably like a couple of years older than me. She wasn't that much older
Oh.
when the mom agreed to marry her. So at least she was of age, right? A little bit closer. Mm-hmm.
I
But
don't know about that.
but dodging that bullet is like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I'm so
Yeah.
lucky.
It's a lot of things. Well, I can say the opposite when something hasn't worked out, and and my parents were trying to protect me, and I forced it, and then I had to suffer the consequences because I didn't listen to what my parents were trying to protect me from. A lot of times as children, we can't see what our parents, grandparents, or whoever is raising us is really trying to do. They're really trying to protect us, and we think that they're trying to make us miserable and unhappy, and we just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for me, I think as in I don't know if it's because I came here, I immigrated to this country, but I was always very fearful of certain things. I wasn't back home. I wasn't allowed to go out and be out and about with my friends and whatever. So I was always very afraid of doing things like that. I couldn't really, um, like, I feel like I didn't have a childhood, but at the same time, I'm glad that I didn't,
Yeah, you
because I
didn't, but
avoided
you
a lot
feel
of
like you were,
problems.
yeah, you were protected because you didn't do anything. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So, thank you so much. Oh no, she fell off. So thank you so much, Nexi, for coming up and joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you
I'm
so
like,
much.
she's tired of me.
No,
She keeps kicking me out.
I don't.
I'm just
I
kidding.
never kick anybody out. But thank you so much for coming up and joining me. Hold on there. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Friday dose of positivity. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you?